What's up everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com and welcome to my best of video for the exhaust category, available for all 11 to 14 5-liter powered F150s. Now the purpose of this video is to give you my top 3 catbacks on the site based off of personal experience, along with factoring in some customer popularity as well, to help you guys choose a quiet, medium, or wild system for your rig. Now guys, I just want to point out that these are 3 of many different aftermarket systems available on the site. So if you're not exactly feeling any of my choices here in this video, that's perfectly all right. In fact, I encourage you to check out the rest of our selection along with the corresponding sound clips. So why go with an aftermarket system for your rig? Well, appearance aside, louder is usually better, especially when we're talking about the mighty 5-liter power plant here. But just like anything in the modding world, people have different tastes. For instance, some people prefer just a little bit more than that factory system, while others would like to melt faces for miles around. And that's what we're gonna narrow down here today. But let's first start out with my choice for a mild catback. Now this is gonna be a great option for the owners out there who wanna hear just a little bit more volume over the factory system. And for that, I went with the iconic brand Flowmaster and their American Thunder catback, which I gave a strong 3 out of 5 on my Wake the Neighbor scale. And here's what it sounds like. Now, Flowmaster is a company that really needs no introduction in the land of aftermarket exhaust systems, right? Because they've been making cars and trucks sound better for decades, and the American Thunder here is one of those systems that helped define the brand, thanks largely in part to the Super 40 series muffler that's included. Now that tried and true muffler does feature a series of metal baffles on the inside here that are welded into place, and that is going to help shape that iconic Flowmaster tone, but at the same time it's still going to keep the volume in check compared to the company's other more aggressive systems like the Flowmaster Outlaw, for instance. And on top of that tone, one of the things I like most about the Flowmaster systems is the configuration options included with every single kit, at least for the F150 market. And what I mean by that is, guys, they do include piping to bring the tips straight out the back underneath that rear bumper, or they also include piping to give you a dual split side exit configuration as well, which is also a very cool look. On top of the different configuration options, prospective buyers can also look forward to 409 grade stainless steel throughout, guys, including the 3-inch mandrel bent tubing leading into that Super 40 series muffler before stepping down to 2.5-inch tubing afterwards, and finally exiting out the brightly polished tips embossed with the Flowmaster logo. In closing, a rock-solid system with that iconic Flowmaster tone for right around $700 makes this a great choice for the truck owners out there who are looking to turn things up just a little bit over that factory system. But what if you crave a little bit more? Well, the system I have on deck will certainly deliver that and then some. I'm talking about the crowd favorite Roush catback exhaust system, which I gave a strong 4 out of 5 on my Wake the Neighbor scale, and here's what it sounds like. Now the Roush system continues to be a fan favorite for many truck owners out there, and it's pretty easy to see why. That's because they stick to a tried and true recipe, right? Quality build, plenty of volume, and at an affordable price tag, all of which does apply to the system on the table here with me today. But what do you say we start off with that tone, since we are talking exhaust after all? And as you guys heard with the sound clips, the Roush is a very aggressive system. In fact, almost too aggressive to be considered my middle of the road system. However, for as mean as this thing sounds, there will certainly be louder options out there, as we'll get to in a minute. Now, shaping that aggressive tone for the Roush catback is their signature hollow chambered muffler here. Is straight through by design, allowing for both equal parts flow and volume, while the majority of the system has been constructed from durable 409 grade stainless steel throughout, including the 3-inch mandrel bent tubing you see right here, that hollow chambered muffler we just talked about, and finally all exiting out the dual 3.5-inch staggered tips embossed with that Roush logo. Now, even though 99% of the Roush is constructed from 409 grade stainless steel, the tips here are actually made from 304 grade stainless, which is nice because that's the part you're gonna see the most, and ultimately the 304 is the best at reducing corrosion over the years, no matter what climate you live in. And if for whatever reason you do encounter any issues with this system, Roush does throw a 3-year limited warranty at you for added peace of mind. Now, it should also be noted that this is the single side exit system here, guys. It does give you that single side exit right behind the passenger side rear tire. Also, keep in mind this is the most popular on the site between the two. However, Roush does also offer a rear exit or rear configuration as well. It's gonna give you the same amount of volume, that same tone, of course, but will be a good choice for those who maybe prefer a slightly different look. Either way, guys, in summary, the Roush continues to be a crowd favorite for all the reasons we already talked about, right? Good quality, good tone, and all at an affordable price. All right, last but not least, we have the Wild system. Now, these catbacks certainly aren't going to be for the faint of heart, and while there certainly are a few out there that would qualify just based on overall volume alone, I decided to go with the Borla Attack, which is a strong 5 out of 5 on my Wake the Neighbor scale, and here's what it sounds like. As you just heard, the Attack is one of the category screamers and is Borla's most aggressive offering in their lineup. Now, the premium catback consistently is in the argument when it comes to talking about the loudest systems available out there, along with the Flowmaster Outlaw and also the Corsa Extreme. Now, Attack is actually short for acoustically tuned applied kinetics, and it's Borla's fancy way of saying, yes, expect plenty of volume with this system, but don't expect a lot of the distortion that can sometimes dirty up the more aggressive catbacks. Now, on top of that ear-piercing tone, the Borla is also going to deliver the nicest materials out of all of my selections here today, and that does include 304 grade stainless steel throughout, including the 3-inch tubing leading into the Attack muffler before stepping down to 2.5-inch tubing, all exiting out the rather large 4-inch tips embossed with that Borla logo. Now, yes, even though traditionally the Borla systems do fetch a pretty penny, the Attack system here for the F-150 can be had for right around $1,000, which I personally feel is very fair given the quality of materials and of course the fitment and sound. And I do want to point out that for as loud and aggressive as this thing is on the outside, interior noise is going to be minimal at best. And I do think that's something a lot of truck owners will value in finding the right catback for their rig. Listen, guys, loud exhaust on the outside of the truck is obviously awesome, but an equally loud experience on the inside of the cab can get old pretty quick, especially on long trips. So for all these reasons I just mentioned, guys, the Attack from Borla is going to be a solid choice for a Wild system here on the site for your 11 to 14 5-liter powered F-150. Well, that's going to wrap up our best of video for the exhaust category, available for all 11 to 14 5-liter powered F-150s. Again, this wasn't an end-all be-all list here, guys. Instead, just my attempt to help you choose the right system based off of your taste. We have many selections here at AT, so I encourage you to check those out. But thanks for watching, and for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.